Well, thank you for inviting me. Cheers to you. It's I was going to say it's weird to make a toast with coffee as opposed to bourbon or tequila or beer on the Land Geek page. Cheers. So, Mark, we buy and sell land, and the way we purchase the land is at a discount, ideally 25 cents on the dollar. We target people who are distressed. They may owe back taxes. They may live a long ways from the property. They may have owned the property for a long time and they don't know how to get rid of it. And we are a solution. We show up as a solution to their problem in their mailbox because we acquire these properties via direct mailings, and then after our period of due diligence, we turn around and sell these properties for cash or owner financing. Oh no, I can hear you. Uh,
Well, that's weird.
so yeah,
All right,
Mark was
so
just
so now people probably can hear me. All right, so thank you, Jen Ramquist, Bill Dickens, Dawn, Dr. Dawn is on the Land Arb Queen. She's got a little coffee mug thing. She's like, I can't hear. Hopefully, everybody can hear now. Um, Happy Friday, guys. It's 1:05 p.m., but I have my coffee for some reason. Can't hear Mark, only Bossman. And Derek Kaufman. Happy birthday, you too. Yeah, we just celebrated birthdays. I'm going to send out my email uh, probably today. 49 years, 49 mistakes. I like to talk about that. Jason Hoffman going into flight school. What's up, Jason? So excited for you. Um,
yes.
so we're happy to answer any questions on this coffee talk. We really typically coffee talk has been in the past is here's Racine Sugai. She's like, oh my god, it's so early. Wow, Racine, this is why you need coffee. Racine, the land deal machine. Peter Zeros, happy Friday. Um, so typically, what I would do is I would go in my backyard. This is years and years ago, and this is like I was 15 pounds lighter, even more hair. Wasn't as, but I would go and I would set up I'd set up my camcorder with a tripod. I'd actually have a cup of coffee. I would drink it, and I would talk about just one concept. It might have been a 2-3 minute video, and we put up on YouTube. So now as we transition to this new coffee talk, we kind of need to come up with some concepts each week that people are going to want to be interested in hearing about and talking about, and then doing a little bit of Q&A. So I anticipate that our weekly Friday coffee talks are not going to go any longer than 15 to 30 minutes. I would think, but we're flexible for sure. So Scott Bossman, should we go to the group and see what would be the first inaugural coffee talk concept people would want us to talk about? Let us know.
Yes, please. Any questions about land investing? Curious to know how to get started. The great thing about this business, Mark, I love it as a side hustle for people because you don't need a lot of time and you don't need a lot of money.
You don't need a
So
lot, yeah.
for those out there that are maybe strapped with a job or a lot of family commitments and that type of thing, if you just carve out an hour a day and just chip away at this, you can change your life really quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I started with 3 grand. You started with how much?
Oh, I mean, I think I had maybe 3-4 grand that I started with the toolkit, and then when we got into coaching, Like we got a home equity loan to put a down payment on coaching, but listen, that has paid off in spades since then. So
Oh yeah, that's the best investment you can make, for sure.
yeah,
I'm because right now I'm working on Dirt Richer, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, without coaching, it's so hard to build this business because left to our own
right.
devices, like we just get in our heads. There's perfectionism. Having that fresh set of eyes, that person that's aligned with you for your best interests, making you build that machine over the next year, putting in the systems, hiring the VAs, step by step, holding your hand the entire time. It's price. It really is priceless, for sure. And you know, we have so many coaching clients that people can talk to. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Scott's
Right.
word for it. Talk to our coaching clients. Jason Mendoza, how to initialize contact with buyers when marketing, successful strategies. That's a good one. What are your thoughts on using a subscription data service for mailing lists versus putting together lists from the county? That's a good concept as well. But before we talk about that, I think it's important that we start off our first coffee talk. Let's just get into it about the coffee, okay? Scott, what are you drinking?
Oh boy.
And what's your brewing
Now,
method?
I, Mark, you know how we talk about how not to be a land snob in this community? I think we need to have a stipulation on the coffee talk not to be a coffee snob because I'm not near as fancy as you. I just have a dark roast bean that I ground down in my grinder, so at least I did that, right? And
No, that's
I
that's
mean,
legit. Look, if you told me it was Hill Brothers, if Folgers, like we'd have a problem. Like, I'm
right.
sorry. Life's too short to
No,
drink bad
but I
coffee. Paul Brewer's
but I do
on.
love coffee, and I do love coffee, and I think I may up my coffee game with the Chemex because I was reading up on that, and it looks pretty cool. Like I told you before, I just don't want it to be like a laboratory session prior to breakfast. I don't need it to take me 20 minutes to make my coffee.
4 minutes is what it takes me. I do a
All right,
4 minute brew. So let me walk you through what I do. First of all, the most
love it.
important thing is it's the bean. I buy my beans in Austin. I get them delivered. Cuvée coffee beans I really like. Eric Peterson sends me local beans from Franklin, Tennessee as well.
Ooh,
So I've got those beans, but I'm always using like locally roasted beans. I'm not going to the grocery store and buying a big bag of beans and commercial beans. And there's a bunch of reasons for
here we
this,
go.
but I'm getting good beans. Okay. For sure. Uh, I know this is coffee talk, but are you guys matcha friendly? Absolutely, Jason Hoffman. Okay, so it's all about the beans. Number one. Number two is going to be your brewing method. Now, if you're doing you want to do a quick brew, I highly recommend AeroPress for sure. Love AeroPress, but if you want to really get to a certain level of the game, I would argue Chemex for me is going to be even better than AeroPress for me. A lot of people argue AeroPress is the best brew. I think Chemex is just a little cleaner, even though it takes a little longer, personally. And I think it's just cool. It's like a little science experiment. So you have to get the Chemex, which includes the Chemex filters, which includes you need to get a kettle. So I have one of those fancy kettles to pour the coffee over for a pour over coffee, and I can have uh, I can have links to all this. I use a Breville grinder, so you need to have a grinder, and you need a scale because you got to measure your 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 water. You have to measure your bean, your grind, and then you have to time it. So, and I can again have links to all of this what I'm using to up my game. But once you have these basic components, every morning is just a joy. Just a joy. It's so good.
So, Mark, why do I need a fancy kettle? Can't I just have a normal? What do you boil the water and then pour it over? Is that what you do, or what do you do?
Yeah, if you don't have the goose kettle, it's not you don't have as much control with the water. That's why. So if you go to like a local
I
coffee
gotcha.
shop, they all have like these kind of fancier kettles, and it really
Right, I
ups
gotcha.
your game a bit.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. So Admittedly, I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. Better to be a coffee snob than a land snob, Scott Bossman. Being a coffee snob
It's very true.
costs you a little money. Being a land snob can cost you millions of dollars. So you got to look.
Very
You
true.
got to pick your poison in life. There's food snobs. There's foodies. Being a coffee snob, come on, it's not that much. Look at Jason Mendoza. Next level is upgrading to a conical grinder to create a more uniform grind. Okay, I'm down.
Mm.
Jason, send me a link. I'll get a conical grinder if you want me to up my game. Because look, between you and me, uh, I want to have a better game than Eric Peterson because he does the exact same brewing method, but I don't think he has got the conical
Right.
grinder. This is from Unknown. I heard that the time from roasting is even more important than the bean or the machine. One guy roasts in his popcorn machine, grinds brews the same day. Okay, that is true.
Ooh,
But again, like you got to sort of balance your life and getting that like that coffee. But there's guys on YouTube that really have like they roast their own beans and that is ideal.
right.
Yeah. I'm personally not going to do that, but that's a
Which
good point. Jason Hoffman, I like doing coffee via Melita pour over, and sometimes I'll use a Capresso foamer to add foam. That's cool.
Jason is
Jason,
that's awesome.
that's awesome.
He's got a good coffee game.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to our coffee talk concept of the week. And let's talk about for this week the thoughts on using a subscription data service for mailing lists versus putting together lists from the county. So we'll just start from the very beginning. What is a subscription mailing list service? Like a datatree.com or listsource.com or what's the other one?
Agent Pro.
agentpro247.com. I'm agnostic about any of these services. I will say that we're putting together a certain volume package with DataTree. I'll be sending out to people the next few weeks. So our land geek community is getting a better deal with DataTree. But I don't know, Scott Boston. What are your thoughts as far as these companies versus just Frankensteining the list yourself from the county?
For me, it's kind of county to county. Like, there's one county I like where I can pull the data very easily from the assessor website and give it to my VA, and my VA compiles my list for me or scrubs my list for me. There's uh, there's another county where I have a VA. She screen scrapes because all of the data is there right there on the GIS website. And I'm paying she gives me like 100 names in an hour. It's crazy. So like
Wow.
if I can get pay her $5 versus getting the same list from DataTree for $30 or whatever it might be in the end, probably not that much. But so I think it comes down to personal preference. It comes down to I know a lot of people that use DataTree that love it for ease of use. So if it's really easy to use, that is a great return on time invested for a lot of people. So I think it just really depends on the county. It depends on resources, your return on time invested, and personal preference.
I 100% agree with you. We can always make more money. We can't get more time. So I would use the method that
Right.
saves you the most time. And really, the next big question is, should I pay for a list? Well, you should or shouldn't pay for a list. But as Scott Todd likes to say in flight school, any list is better than no list. So if you don't want to go through the hassle of, contacting the county or, scrubbing your list or hiring someone to scrub your list, you just want to go through like a data tree or a list source or whomever and save yourself the time. I'd argue your time way more valuable than any expense for a list. So think about the
Right.
money you're going to make year in and year out with that list. And it's not like you have to keep continually getting a new list. Those lists update once a year?
Right.
So that list is good for a whole year. You keep mailing every 90, 120 days, depending on how profitable that county is for you. It's the greatest investment besides, of course, yourself that I could think of
right?
in this business. So it's an investment. It's not an expense. Scott Boss, what are your thoughts?
Well put. Definitely an investment. I love when I heard you say that the first time. Mailing is not a cost; it's an investment. That's the mindset you need to have. Every 100 mailers that you're putting out your mailing mailbox, that is money coming back to you. So that's where the basis of this business is founded, is mailing. If you get your mailings out, you will buy land for 25 cents on the dollar. So no matter how you get your list, get your mailings out.
Yeah, 100% agree. So Bill Dickens says, is one list service preferred over the other? Paul Brewer said he's had luck with data subscriptions, a list, the ones he's acquired over the one he's acquired from the county. I'd love to know in the chat, what do you guys recommend for Bill Dickens? What do you guys prefer as far as a service? I don't necessarily prefer one over the other because, again, I just want to get a list. Whichever one service gets me the list easier, faster, better is great. And of course, Bill, you know that as an entrepreneur, I'm not going out myself and getting a list. That's been hired out by my team, but we're getting a list.
Right.
But Scott, this is kind of fun, man. We're having coffee in the morning.
It's a
How's your coffee buzz?
it's a lot of fun. What's that? Yeah,
How's
we're coffee buds. It's exciting to be here on Friday morning with you drinking coffee for sure. Friday at noon. In Wisconsin, that's happy hour, but I'm making a sacrifice today.
Yeah. So Paul Brewer says DataTree or reportallusa.com. Whether you pay with your time, a VA, or service, you will always invest in the list. I think that's a really good answer. For sure.
Paul's
So
got great answers, doesn't he?
Paul, he really does. Paul, are you safe out there, by the way? How are things going? Bill Dickens says, thank you, Paul. How was Coffee Talk, by the way, the other night?
You mean nightcap?
I mean, yeah, nightcap.
It was good.
It was
It
good.
was a lot of fun, actually. We talked about Land Geek merchandise and all of the possible T-shirts we could come up with to shoot out to people at boot camp with the T-shirt slingshot.
Was
So
was was there a winner?
we have. Was there a winner? Well, Mike Zano was very excited about his wholesale retail Holiday Inn T-shirt. So he's very excited about that. We'll see what we can do. I've access to T-shirt T-shirt. What do you call them? Makers,
Makers,
production,
manufacturers, productions,
the production line.
production
Yeah.
houses.
So
Nice.
we'll see what we can come up with.
So Paul Brewer says yes,
So
expecting non-peaceful riot in town today. That's good. What?
okay,
Wait, did you say a
non-peaceful
non-peaceful?
riot.
Wait, I thought I saw a peaceful riot. I'm like, wait a second, a non-peaceful riot today.
That's not good.
That's not good, Paul. Uh-oh.
Maybe he means peaceful protest. Maybe
No,
it's
he says a non-peaceful riot in town
opposite
today.
day.
That's not good,
Oh
man.
boy, that's not
Oh
good.
boy. He said yes, the bad kind. So Paul, do you need to be out
Oh
there? I
man.
mean, as a firefighter, it's not like you are law enforcement. That's scary. Whoa. Um, wow. Jason Hoffman says ordeal flow solves everything. He likes that. He likes that.
Oh yeah, that's Zano also.
Yeah,
Yeah, Zano
that's
would
good.
really like a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah, be safe, Paul Brewer. Is there anything we can do, Paul, to help you? We are staging for the medical side. Oh my gosh. Well, my hopes and prayers are with you to be safe. Um, yikes. Here's a question. It's hard to kind of transition from that, Scott Bossman.
Right.
you know. But here's someone's asked a question: how do you guys get over entrepreneur fear, like when people doubt you becoming a business owner? I mean, I think we could talk about that next week. That's a really good coffee talk for next week. Is just dealing with fears of being a business owner. But for everybody that's on, I just want to thank everyone for joining us live, being on Coffee Talk, and making it fun and enjoyable for us. Hopefully, you're drinking good coffee or matcha or whatever your beverage of choice is. And Paul Brewer, again, please be safe out there. Everyone, please be safe out there,
Everyone, yes.
for sure. And you know, our our hope is that everyone, hopefully, it takes a little bit of suffering to hopefully get a better solution in the end of all this. And it's not we're just sort of going through all this, sort of chaos and anxiety, then nothing changes. So hopefully these protests will have a cultural shift and a change, for sure. I did write an email about that on Monday, so hopefully that email was well received from people as well. And let's just kind of stay focused on doing what we can do to contribute to society and also our families. But for land investing, Scott Bossman, I mean, we kind of have a good solution, if not the best solution.
Uh, yeah, I would agree. I mean, this business has provided not only financial security for me and my family, but more time. And I mean, I'll tell you, this week I turned 45, and I mentioned to you like the next day I was a little depressed about it. Like I feel like I'm on the back nine, right? And but then I started thinking about it, and like, but look at where you are compared to 5 years ago. You are now living a life where you can spend multiple hours a day with your family, and take your son to the driving range on a Friday morning, or take your other son fishing, or go for a walk with your son, or whatever, or your wife. And I did not have those opportunities 5 years ago. My life is just better on the whole for a lot of different reasons. And that's the power of this business for sure. And that's the power of this community, and the fact that you're learning from a very, very authentic person who's been doing this for a really long time, who wants to change, have an impact on the lives of others. So I'm eternally grateful for where I am currently.
Yeah, no, really. Thank you so much. And, you know, that being said, can I just play something for you? It was such a nice, Vox I got over the weekend.
Oh yeah,
Let me just see here. I wonder if it'll play. Put this on speaker. Because, John, when I met John a few years ago, he was super stressed out. He hated his job. And then, he had his fourth child,
yeah.
named Valerie. So this is what he sent me.
Also, just as a little bit of an aside, I thought I'd let you know that in the 2.5 weeks since we've had the baby, I put probably less time than I ever have in the land business. And we've sold probably, I want to say around $52,000 or $53,000 in property already on terms. And so anyways, we're just really grateful. I'm getting a ton of time with the family now. Valerie's getting a lot of help. And she just says she just feels so at peace and so helpful. So we're just super grateful for this business and for everything you're doing. It's really transformed our lives and made having 4 kids under 4 much more doable for us. That is so amazing. That is so
Whoa.
amazing. And
So
good to hear. And I'm so happy.
four kids under 4. And, I don't know why this thing, can you guys still hear it? Like my response? It's kind of loud.
Very.
Come on, stop. Okay. Sorry about that. But, it just kind of gives you a real concrete example in real time. What, if you just execute on this business, how it really is transformative for your life. I mean, you know, I remember in his first year, John was like, now I'm spending 75% more time with my family than I was. And that's what, you know, he's accomplishing his why. So it's amazing. So everybody, are we going to do this together? Pick up your coffee. We'll do this together. 1, 2, 3. Let freedom ring.
Ring.
And of course, wash your hands. And please don't drink Starbucks. Drink a good cup of coffee. Poor Starbucks.
All right.
I'm not going to do that. My wife loves Starbucks. Something wrong with Starbucks. You know.
No.
But if you're a true coffee snob, you don't drink Starbucks. You know. No worries. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Be safe out there, and especially you, Paul Brewer. And we'll see everybody next Friday. Scott Bossman, I love you, man. Thank you.
Awesome. Love you, Mark. Thanks.
See you, brother. Bye.